Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video, we discuss two very important gifts of Stoics that can help us live a better life. Today, we are talking about the Stoics and the concept of anti-tyranny and the idea of human rights, which is one of the discoveries of the Stoic school. If you are interested in these thoughts, please subscribe to my channel and support me by liking and commenting because this channel belongs to you too. So, with your permission, we will enter today's discussion. Stoics and anti-tyranny Stoics were those who said that we should separate the inevitable from the inevitable in life. Because if we spend our lives, funds, internal talents, and external opportunities to change the inevitable, we will only disarm ourselves. Therefore, in order to use our forces, talents, and opportunities as wisely as possible and behave sparingly, first of all, we should understand what are the unavoidable pains and sufferings of life, and what are the inevitable pains and sufferings, and spend all our energy on the unavoidable pains and sufferings of life. For example, if a goat wants to move a mountain out of its way and pass, if it attacks the mountain with its own horns, the mountain will not move back, but it will lose its own horns. Whereas if he had his horns, and they were not damaged, he could use them elsewhere. A person who is faced with the inevitable pains and sufferings of life wastes and loses the energy, talent, and opportunity that could be spent on the inevitable. Because the inevitable ones stay where they are, and it is only humans who lose their powers, talents, and opportunities. No one has made this important distinction before the Stoics. We have to escape the inevitable pain and suffering as best we can and change them. But in the face of inevitable pain and suffering, we must first surrender to them, then give them satisfaction, and thirdly, fall in love with them. That is, if someone has a low IQ or does not have a high physical ability, he should accept them. But if something is changeable, we should try as much as possible to change it, so that it becomes desirable. But when it is not possible, we have to accept it. We accept these realities in the body, but not when it comes to the mind and psyche and social relationships. For example, we accept that our physical beauty or physical strength is at a certain level. Of course, we try to increase it, but as far as possible, and then we have to accept it. But when it comes to memory power, we do not accept that our memory power is less than our friends, or that we do not accept that the power of our reasoning is not as strong as that of our friend. Such a perception or interpretation is not correct to say that the Stoics said that we should not be sensitive to oppression, and to say that we accept oppression because the leaders of the Stoic school were very active in social and political affairs, and the Stoics did not believe that we should be sensitive to the pain and suffering in the society and be indifferent to social and political issues. Stoics say that the pains and sufferings that can be avoided should be avoided, and if there are pains and sufferings that can be fought against, they should be fought. The Stoics considered man to be a social being, and if the social being is indifferent to the pains and sufferings of the society, he will be hurt by it. According to the attitude of the Stoics, we should treat every creature, be it humans, animals, plants, etc., with which we are related in the society. Let us do our duty and accept any reaction that the universe showed to this duty. That is, if our moral duty is to fight against oppression, we fight. But the oppressors do not sit idle, and they also react to our cruelty, so we accept the reactions. If our moral duty is to be humble, we will not stop being humble, even if someone considers this humility to be flattering, or someone else considers it to be a result of self-deprecation. In the Stoics' profession, there is no point in complaining. Why? Because when I go to someone and complain, he can tell me whether you can change what is in your life or not. If you can change it, why do you complain? And if you can't, why do you complain? Can a problem be solved with the herd? The idea of human rights. The Stoics were the first to raise the issue of natural rights and said that human beings have rights called natural rights. It does not refer to the three important human rights documents prepared by the founders of the Great French Revolution, and what is stated in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights and in the US Constitution, and their examples and lists, but it refers to the idea of human rights. The Stoics were the founders of the idea of human rights, and the idea of human rights is briefly defined as follows. If there is a characteristic in a human being that the knowledge and will of that human being did not interfere in having this characteristic, that characteristic should neither cause a privilege for that person nor cause deprivation. That is, if a man is born male, it does not depend on the knowledge and will of that man, therefore being male should not cause him privileges or deprivation. If someone's wife is born female, her femininity does not depend on her own knowledge nor her own will, so it should not be a privilege for her compared to men who are not female, and it should not be a disadvantage for her compared to men who are not female. The thought of human rights wants to say that the right becomes unequal when our knowledge and will interfere. When our knowledge and will do not interfere, we should not use what we have as a basis for getting privileges, or others use what they have to take privileges from us and make us deprive. For example, we have not chosen the color of our skin or our gender, being male or female, with our own knowledge and will. So human rights say that all colors and genders should have equal rights. At what time or place, or from which parents, or in which social class we were born, or what mental and physical abilities we have, or how much physical beauty we have. They are all outside our knowledge and will. The thought of human rights says that something in which our knowledge and will are not involved should not give us a privilege, or that it should bring a privilege to others and deprive us of something. It was the Stoics who proposed this idea for the first time in history, and this is one of the most valuable human discoveries.